Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth. It's good to have you. Please consider subscribing and turning on your post notification bell if you are a crafter or just enjoy crafting videos. My goal at the moment is to have 2,000 of you lovely people subscribe to my channel. So please help me to achieve my goal so I can continue to bring you more crafting videos. Today I'm going to be showing you how I created these fridge magnets using magnetic sheets and the print then cut function on the Cricut. The nice thing about this is you can use any image to create a really lovely fridge magnet. And if you would like to see how I do this, stay tuned. So I'm in Cricut Design Space and I am bringing in my images onto the canvas, and with the Eliz Art image I need to create an offset for it so it doesn't cut around each letter. So with my offset you will be able to see that it has a few gaps in it and I don't want that, so I'm contouring it to remove those gaps. And still after contouring you can see by the T there is a gap, so I'm going to fill that in by putting a square in there and then welding those two together to create one solid piece. And then I'm aligning my image, so I'm centering it over the offset so it's nice and centered. And then I'm going to resize it to the size that I want to make it a smaller magnet. I'm now going to create a couple of letters, so an I and an E, because I have recently got an industrial sewing machine which is the Jack H2, but it's not going to be called Jack, it's going to be called Jackie, so I need an I and an E. And I'm just adding some colour, blue, and resizing it. I'm making sure that my Eliz Art is flattened so it can do a print and cut. Sending it off to print, choosing my A4 sheet of paper, and then I am making sure the bleed is on. I'm choosing my media quality, which is speciality paper glossy, and making sure I pick best quality. So I'm just setting up my printer. I am using the HP Envy 6430. And I'm just removing my copy paper, and I am going to be using the Inkjet Creative Media, and these are magnetic sheets, printable magnetic sheets, and I will link this in the description box, and this is from Amazon. So your sheets will come like this, so you have the black part which is the magnetic part, and then the actual printed side will be this white glossy side. So I'm going to put that in my printer face down. You can check your printer for how it feeds, but my printer, I need to have it face down. So we are getting ready to print. Okay, so here it is. It has printed and it looks really nice. The colours look amazing. I love it so far. Okay, now it's time to cut. And I can see here that because I put the bleed on, maybe that's why the E doesn't look as great, but hopefully when it cuts it's going to cut into that a little bit more. So let's take you to the Cricut machine. I'm in Cricut Design Space. I need to select my base material. I'm searching magnet. I've got 3 results, but I'm selecting the magnetic sheet 0.5mm because I can use my fine point blade. And once that is selected, I can click done, and now I'm ready to cut. So here is the printout. it looks really nice and vibrant. The ring light is actually reflecting in it, but hopefully you can see that. And I'm now going to place it on my strong grip mat. I'm just going to make sure I am lining it up to the corners. I'm doing my best not to touch there because this is straight off the printer and it might smudge a little, so I could have given it a little bit of time to dry, but let's just go with it. So that's done, that's down. Just making sure I press around like so. So my E, and yeah, my E is looking very blurry, or kind of not like an E, I should say. And hopefully the bleed should account for that and cut that out really neatly. FYI, make sure you calibrate your Cricut before you cut, otherwise might not go so well. So I'm just going to use some Scotch tape here just to hold down the edges of the magnetic sheet, just so it doesn't shift. I mean, it shouldn't, this is a strong grip mat and it shouldn't really move anywhere, but just in case, let's be safe rather than sorry. Okay, so it is saying it's done. I just need to check to make sure it has cut all the way through. It looks like it has, but I'm not going to unload the mat just yet. I just need to check to see if it's cut all the way. So I'm just going to lift this up slightly, and it has. It's cut all the way through. Fantastic. It actually did 2 passes around the images, so I can unload the mat. And let's remove our magnets from the mat. So I'm just going to remove the sheet of the mat, and what I'm going to do is flip it over and bend the mat away from the sheet. A really sticky mat. So a bit of waste there. There's still quite a bit of the sheet there, but nevertheless. Okay, so my eye has cut out the dot and the eye, which I didn't really want, but it's done now. So I'm just going to carefully remove them so I don't distort it. Okay, so here they are. Here is the larger size. I think it came out great, but I do want to try something else with it. Okay, and these are ones that I cut earlier, and I didn't calibrate my Cricut before I cut it. So these are spare ones, and I've got my I and my E here, very tiny, and I just need to do a quick check to see if the ink is transferring. It doesn't, but what I was going to do is I want to try and put some resin on this to seal it, because as you can see, it's kind of bendy, and I want to kind of give it a kind of really high gloss and just give it another look. So I'm going to resin a couple of these. So I think I'm going to resin that one, and maybe this one as well. Okay, so I'm going to resin those. I'm going to leave these as is, and if it turns out okay, then I may resin a couple more, but I'm going to resin these two. Before I do that, I'm going to seal it with some Rust-Oleum Crystal Clear, just to protect it from the resin, and I'm using my UV resin here, and I'm going to be using a UV lamp as well to cure it. So I'm just going to go and spray these with the spray, and I'm going to leave it for about 30 minutes so it dries, and then I can put some resin on it. So see you shortly. Okay, so I have sprayed these with the sealant, and I left it for around 30 minutes. So they are now dry. Okay. So I am in a well ventilated room, and I'm putting on my gloves. Safety first. I do have a respirator, but it's such a small amount that I'm doing, and I've got the windows open, so it should be fine. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to put a bit of the resin on here now. And I've got cocktail sticks to kind of move the resin around if I need to. So I'm just going to put a thin layer on. So here you can see me using my mini blowtorch to pop any air bubbles that are in the resin so that I don't get any air pockets when the resin is cured. So I'm going to cure it for about 2 to 4 minutes is what it says on the packaging of this, but I'm going to do it for a little bit longer. So I can see that it's curling a little bit there, and and I don't want it to do that, so I'm just going to put some masking tape underneath, and hopefully that will keep it flat for me. I'm hoping this works. I've never done this before, so it's interesting that it's deciding to curl, which is not ideal, but let's see what happens when we do this. So the masking tape doesn't seem to be working, so I'm just going to cure it anyway. Well, you live and you learn. I thought I'd try something different. At least I didn't put resin on all of it, so I'm just going to cure that now. Okay, so it's cured, but it's cured cold, as you can see, which is a bit of a shame. I wonder if I could manipulate it and try and straighten it. So that is the other one. It's got a few bubbles in there, but this is a test. And I think the next time I do this, I'm going to actually maybe put some tape on the back so it is flat, so that it doesn't curl on itself. But that's that one. I really do like the resin on it. It just gives it a different look. This is the one without resin. Okay, both look great. So that's the one without. It's got a gloss to it, and that's the one with the resin, which is extremely glossy but bent. So I don't know if that one will flatten out. Well, it's a lot flatter than it was before. I think maybe if I put a weight on it, that might flatten it out even further. And that's that one, a close-up of it. I really do like the resin on it. So that is it. That is how I create print and cut magnets. I think they turned out really pretty. I like them a lot. So here are the magnets, and I'm just testing it out on the refrigerator. I think they turned out really, really lovely. I like them a lot. There's that one and that one, and you can see my reflection. Hello. But that is it. I think they turned out great, minus the ones that I did in resin, which were a fail, but I think I know what to do next time I do them. Okay, that is it, guys. Thanks for watching. So if you found this video interesting or useful, please like and subscribe if you haven't yet done so, and turn on your post notification bell and make sure you check all so you never miss an upload from me. Please feel free to interact with the comment section by leaving any comments, questions, or any suggestions about any videos that I should do in the comment section below. You're also welcome to join our Facebook group. It's Craft Junkie Studio, and I will leave the link in the description box below. And as always, don't have a good day, have an amazing day. Till next time, bye.